Hi, this is Gabby here. I hope that you are well. I'm going to share something different with you today. I'm going to talk about the universal law, which says that if something is not progressing, there's only a matter of time before it starts to regress or it starts to decline. Now, what am I talking about? Well, actually everything in life. I'm talking about job satisfaction, I'm talking about relationships, I'm talking about fitness, when you go to the gym, everything. And so let me show you why and what I mean. Yeah? So, in order to understand this and to prove this point, I'm going to use the general adaptation syndrome from Hans Scheyer. Yeah, so general adaptation syndrome, otherwise known as. And so I'm just going to draw this graph really quickly to kind of prove this point. You see here performance or arousal level, you can say, and then time here. Now I'm going to demonstrate this with fitness, because I think so many of you and so many people are going to the gym, so perhaps you can relate to this. So imagine, maybe it's January, February, and you go down to the gym and you start doing something entirely different, something that you've never done before. So guess what? It's going to be like a shock to the system, right? So it's going to be shock to the system. So I can say shock, I can say stressor. Stressor is basically what causes you stress, yeah? But it's definitely going to be shock to the system and your body because you do something different. And so the body goes down afterwards into a temporary dip, yeah? It's going to go down, feel fatigued, you're going to feel sore, you're going to feel maybe even demotivated, and it's going to be hard, and we call this the alarm phase. Okay. What is this here? Alarm phase, yeah? Which is a temporary dip in performance, yeah? And then afterwards, what's going to happen? If you have then enough recovery, if you have good quality sleep, and if you have good quality nutrition, and you don't train too hard, right? The body is going to start to change and adapt to that stressor, to that initial stress or exercise that you've done, right? So the body is going to adapt physiologically, depending on what you've done in the gym, right? Maybe if you've done a lot of cardio, then the adaptation will happen, the changes happen in your heart and lungs and blood vessels. But maybe you do a lot of resistance training, and so the changes will happen in your muscle mass, muscle, bones, and all that, yeah? And so with time, the body is going to get, it's kind of becoming, entering into an overcompensation, and it's going to get fitter, yeah? So as we're adapting to this initial stress, the body gets fitter. Yeah, so we call this adaptation. We can call it adaptation phase, or sometimes they call it resistance phase. I just like the word adaptation, it kind of explains what it does. But then what happens? The adaptations start to slow down, right? Because you keep doing the same things and you don't introduce new training stimulus. There's no extra shock, so the body is going to stop progressing. And so we enter after a while a plateau. I hope that the spelling is right. Yes, so we enter into a plateau, and so progression has stopped. Yeah, but then guess what? We think we can maintain, and for a while we can. But after a while, what's going to happen? And this should be longer. So after a while, what's going to happen? It's going to go down. And so we enter into an exhaustion phase. Yeah, exhaustion phase. So I just want you to see it. Where performance is going to decline, or overtraining syndrome is going to kick in, or injuries, overuse, overuse of the joints and all that, because we kept doing the same thing again and again. And so I wanted to share this with you because yes, this happens in the gym when you work out. If you don't change your training, the body is going to adapt to it and the fitness is going to decline, but it also happens in our life. Yeah. So for example, if somebody has a new job, first it's stressful, right? Because it's absolutely new, something that I never done before. And so my performance might go down and I feel quite stressed perhaps, right? But then with practice and every day I go in, I do my best, I'm going to improve and become better. I'll become better. But then because I've been doing that now for years and years and years and years, and I don't feel that there's any progression, well, guess what? My motivation level will go down and my performance will go down as well, because I don't, because there's no progression, and because this is how the universe works. If there's no progression, after a while it's going to decline, there will be regression. And it's the same in relationships. If we don't put effort in to make it better, if we don't put enough, if we don't nurture it, we can't just maintain it for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, right? Because things will decline. And so just remember this if you have been doing something for long and if you're not enjoying it anymore, then it's time to find the next step, the next challenge, the next direction. Hope you found this interesting. Hope you learned something. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, bye-bye. See you next time. And I have to pick up the thingy. Where is it?